get these built here, move along, place all the blueprints down, and of course go in and figure out why I'm unable to blueprint some things. So first things first, we need to get, let's iron those. I need fuel. Fuel. Right here. We need to upgrade our fuel production too, actually, come to think about it. If I can hit the right buttons, geez. C, character, fuel. Fuel. I just had them. Where did they go? Alrighty, so first things first, we need to get better fuel, actually. Better fuel indeed. We can do that here. So we want fuel. Hydrogen fuel. We only need the one. Have this request the hydrogen. It's going to request. This one's going to request the titanium. So this is going to be titanium, and this will be hydrogen, which means that's not going to be needed there, and that's not going to be needed there. Actually, we'll leave that.
Insufficient materials.
Leave that out. So we have that, and then we go up here. Yes, I know. Because this is supplying hydrogen, and we will...
Insufficient materials.
There we go. We will put a
Replication complete. Flight mode.
temporary setup here. Too far. Since
Flight mode.
Okay, we're gonna do this manually for a minute then. We're gonna request, or we're gonna pull. We're just gonna pull 5. As much as we can there.
Flight mode.
Alright, can't do flight mode. I need to reach the titanium, come on. We'll just be slow. Ran out of power. Ran out of power. Can't do anything about it. Just too far, too far, too far. Come on, get closer, 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 closer. And close enough, okay. Now let's figure out a few different things. Does that need graphite? Let's dump the graphite. Grab that, and then we're just going to build. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Fuel, 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 fuel. Somewhere? Right here. Here we go. Sure, we're gonna build the 10. And of course, now we've got to, oh, right, I can do this from literally anywhere. Forgot about that. Gonna build all of that, and we're gonna put the rest, and we're gonna build all of that. And we'll get rid of that. Character. Where's the stuff I've built so far? Have I built any? It's not showing it's down on the ground, so where? Ah, there we are. Just dump that in there. Build the rest and then do that. Alrighty, now we have plenty of power for the time being. Yay. Okay. Now we can go back to building. As much as I don't want to. We can go to designing it here in a minute. You just get this built. Alrighty, so we've got these two demanding. We don't need that or that for this side. Is there anything else that will use hydrogen in a building? I don't think so. Me talking to myself. joys. There, I'm pretty sure nothing actually uses hydrogen. Hydrogen goes into other small pieces that go into other things. I think that I would be correct. Indeed, I would be correct. Alrighty, so we'll just have this build one of our two level items. So we'll have this build Tesla towers. Sure, that would work. That means that this isn't needed. Hold shift and click for that whole line. Do that. So that means this gets coils. And this gets iron. Yeah, so it's the outer one, so coils, coils, coils. Demand. Iron. Place. Just like that. So those will start building there. And we will continue to build this out. And we'll get the basic resources going. This is so much fun. I'm kidding. The design of this was great. That was actually entertaining, at least for me. Designing something that I have to do very little to modify it for whatever it is I need. Certainly very helpful. So I've designed this blueprint so you can actually get it built and get it actually doing things before you actually start proliferating everything. Because the proliferators can be added later, or the spray coaters for the proliferators. So, and a lot of people like to start with the beginning proliferator and kind of slowly upgrade things as they go. You can do that. It's not, I have nothing against it. I just, by the time I'm needing to use that much material, I don't need it. As you can see, it didn't place some of the items. I'm not actually sure as to why it didn't. I'm going to have to look into that. I wonder if it's because of the rocks and stuff. I wonder if they require you to go through and remove that now. I wonder if that's been a change. Get all the lines put down. As you can see, we're building with the blue lines now because we're just making a ton of them, which is good. Means that this whole thing I won't have to upgrade because it's already done. Alrighty, so we need more storage units and of course the logistic distributors. Is that everything? Is that all that? Well, besides those. Yes, that's all that needs to be built there. So now we're going to start adding that. So we've got fuel that will start being built here in a little bit. Our next order of business is we need, these take the same things, so iron, what are those? Plasma exciters. Okay. Plasma exciters, processors, and iron. For those, these iron engines and processors. So they use different things. So a line that they're going to both use here, that this can be processors. We're going to demand it from wherever it is. The other line that they're both going to use here is, I think, iron, if I'm not mistaken. Iron here, yep. So then that means this line will be iron. We want to grab it all and we're going to distribute it, and we are going to be a bit cheeky and we're going to dump and clear our inventory and just put a bunch of iron in here. So they both use iron. This is where they deviate. This one is going to be using the engines that was a change with the new Dark Fog update. If I can find the engines, here we are. It's going to be engines. They want to grab all of it. And once again, we're going to be cheeky and dump what we have in here. And that should be all for these. So those are now automated. This difference is going to be using the plasma exciters. I'm going to grab all of the plasma exciters, throw that. There aren't very many, but we have a few on us, so we'll just throw those in and let that do its thing. That means that all of that is now doing its thing. We can grab... Do we have any processors? No, we don't have anything that would go in there, so we can... Just checking. So that means that this can go away, as can that and this line. And this can go away as with that and that line, as that's now taken care of. And then these are already set to just provide. We just need to tell them what they're providing. And then we can start using our logistics and having the bots bring it to us, which will definitely be very helpful in the long run. And the short run, technically. Because then we don't have to actually go back and forth and grab things. Just as we use them, the bots will come and fill them. The only time it won't really work all that well is when we use items faster than we can receive them. Here they are. That, we're going to give you that. You're not providing to anyone. Same thing here. This is an actual building. Just distributor. Just always grab and receive from Icarus. This one, of course, is going to be our fuel. Fuel. Where art thou? There you are. Of course, provide that. This is going to be that we want to provide. And then, of course, this isn't needed here. So we'll trim that up. Just like that. And we're going to go look at why the plasma accelerators aren't producing very quickly. What's going on? Because we should be receiving a lot more magnetic coils. Okay, they're set to request. Why are the magnetic coils out? They're grabbing, producing, just not fast enough. Okay. Let's fix that. Let's upgrade. That, just like that. And what the heck, we'll upgrade that as well. I'll put it all the way down to the end. Because we have plenty of the rings, it just needs to actually put out. And the next is then the copper, of course. Of course we update one, it's just going to be the thing. Let's just, you know what? Can we increase the size? Yes. So we'll just increase the size here. And we'll just upgrade this. Just like that. Grade the lines, not really. I'll have to do this one by one. And there we go, that fixed our, sort of, fixed our storage line. So that's fully out. Oh, we need to fix that. So now that is filling up much faster. Which is what we want. Do that, and then the proliferation will take care of the rest. As things progress. So now that that's going, this should start producing a bit faster. Indeed. Indeed. Alrighty, so that fixes that problem. Our next problem is, so we can do that, we can just go ahead and add, we want to demand at least 100 of these. Just have them, we want no more than 100 for those. Then we want our bots. So we want 200 of the bots and no more than 400 for those. That way if we have extra, we don't get rid of them because we'll eventually use them. So that's not as big of a deal. we're going to go ahead and we're just going to make as many of these as we can
Insufficient materials.
to just stick in our plasma exciter over there when they're done being made. And we have fuel that's done being made. Where is that? There it is. Throw that in there. Alrighty. So now that that's done and being taken care of, we've got our things being made. Now let's start with the rest of our buildings. We're going to start with what we need and go from there. We've already got this set here, so we don't need to worry about those. We don't have the pile sorters. We'll deal with those later. That's a new item that was added, which is nifty. What do we need here? We need a couple different things. Let's get our geothermal power plants up and going. We'll need those eventually, I think. Let's start with something different though first. I'm gonna try to keep like items together. So chemical plants and fractionators use the most of the exact same materials. They use 3 of the same materials with 2 being different, which works out well for us, and because we're going to start building those here almost in earnest eventually. So we're going to stick those here. And for those, so they use 2 that are the same, 3 that are the same. We've got glass and stone and iron. So what we'll do here is we'll put the stone on the outsides. Those are the 2 that they're going to use that are the same, that they'll have their own lines for. We'll put steel here in the center here and glass in the other center, and then of course these are the separate ones. So this one uses processors, whilst this one uses circuit boards. Circuit boards. That's plant fuel. Where are the circuit boards? Right here. I can't believe that my eyes mistaken that for circuit boards. I think it's because they were green. Weird. Alrighty. So now that that's done, we're going to grab the stone bricks. We're going to demand and get those supplying. What did I do? This is the steel. We're going to set that, of course, to demand and set that going. And then this one's the processors. We needed power going. That's what I was working on. I got distracted. Of course I did. Well, we'll finish this since we're here. What's this use again? Processors. We've got the stone coming in, the iron coming in, and then this is processors. Processors demand, go. And then same thing here. This is the circuit boards. Demand. Go. This one is the glass. Glass. Demand and go. And then last but not least, more stone. Brick. Stone brick. Demand. Go. And then of course this will put out our chemical plants. Feed those as well. These ones will put out our fractionators. We don't need that. And we want them to go as well. Just like that. And these we probably won't use much of, but we're going to have them put out because I'm max. You'll notice that I haven't been limiting the filters on these at all like we did on our home planets, because here we want them to build all of them. We want as many in stock and in storage as we feasibly can. So that's what we're doing here. Now, our next order of business, our next line is going to be what we need the most of. And we're going to build these in sequence. They're all going to be, for the most part, the same. So we want to grab those. The next set are going to be building our ILSs. So we've got our PLSs, our ILSs, and then our last set are going to be our orbital collectors for the gas giant, where we'll get most of our hydrogen. Is that what this gas giant produces? It's over here. View. Hydrogen and deuterium. So we'll get a little bit of deuterium here. It's mostly going to be our hydrogen. We'll be able to get 40 around the planetary center. You can only build 40 of them per gas giant, and they sit right on the equator. You can't build them anywhere else, which is kind of obnoxious, but that's how that works. So we'll go from there. Let's see, what were our plans? We got our proliferator built. We've gotten some of our automation started. We need power. How are we doing on power, actually? We've got plenty of those. We need to get power actually running here, which means I need just enough pieces to build one of these here somewhere. This one here. I need some processors, some plasma exciters, and iron. So, I only need a few of them at the moment. I'll just grab a little bit of iron. We don't need the copper anymore. We're going to throw the copper in there. We need a little bit of the prisms. They're over here. Prisms, and then what was the rest that I needed? Processors. Just sure, we'll just grab a stack, call it good. We'll go up here so I don't accidentally put it in places I don't want it to be put in yet. We'll just have this line out here. That feed that.
Insufficient materials.
Oh, I need to actually start the construction of the darn thing. Jeez. We'll just build all of them. We only need the one, but the rest can go elsewhere. And we're going to click on this filter, and that's going to be our hydrogen. And we'll wait for this to build here in a second. While that's doing that, let's get our plan kind of going. So this is a temporary setup. We'll fix it later, because we'll have an actual distributing IOLS down below in our area over here to then grab, distribute not only hydrogen, it'll distribute hydrogen. What are the other pieces it would distribute? Hydrogen, our crystals that we can mine, these that we can mine, these that we can mine, and the magnets that we can mine. I think are the four. It's a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so one more. There would be one more. Think it would be the silicon. These will come into a different. The fire ice will come into a different section and go from there. Because that's the alternative recipe for one of these other buildings. These here. Anyway. Go from there. Now that we've got one, it's going to, distribute.
Replication complete.
Just like that. And they will come and get it themselves. And then the rest will kind of just go into place here. So we can get some of our ILSs going, which is great. So we want one line for the stuff that takes the longest to build. So one line for here, one line for the processors. And then titanium and steel. Steel can go here. And the titanium will be on the outside. And then we'll just mirror that here with steel being here. And titanium on the outside. Nope. Titanium. So now we'll get this setup started here. So this is going to be ordering our steel. We're going to demand it. Just like that. This is going to be ordering our particle containers. And we'll go ahead and, come on, grab that. Dump what we have in there, which isn't much. We're slowly clearing out our inventory space, which is helpful. We can use it to grab other things for other uses. And the heck, that's not being used for anything at the moment. we'll replace it later. That was useless. We're going to get rid of items too. Let's see here. We want to get rid of that one and that one, this one and that one, and we want to request this one and that one. So we're going to, we don't want any, we don't want any, we don't want any, and we don't want any. And then this we're going to set, we want 4,000 is a good number. 450. I wish you could set these up like you can't just type in a number, which is unfortunate. Let's just do 4,200. Nice even number. Since it won't let us do 4,000 for whatever reason. These we don't need near as many, probably 1,000 of them at a time. We're going to be using belts far more often than we're going to be using any of the others. Let's see, we need power poles. Probably want 200 of those at any given point in time. Then we want power. So we probably want wind power 200 at any given point in time. Same with the solar panels. Those we want, actually we probably want 400 of these at any given point in time because they're our go-to power right now if we can. So if we can get to our go-to power, that's what we want. If we can't, then that's neither here or there, but that's what it is. These ones, there aren't very many lava planets, so probably only want maybe 100 at any given point in time. When we arrive here, we'll refuel with that 100 and go from there. Is there anything else we want to hold on to at the moment that we want to have auto making and giving to us? I don't think there is. I think that's everything. At least for the time being. We'll eventually have everything will be being made. But for now, I think that's everything we need. So we need to actually set those being made into motion. Our biggest thing is power. So this uses iron, gear, and those. Those are two separate things. Steel, copper, and that. Iron, gears, and magnetic coils. Is there anything else that uses iron, gears, and or magnetic coils? Our thermal power plants. Gears, iron, and magnetic coils with the extra. Okay, so these two will group together. Just like that. Probably won't ever use these as often, maybe to burn off some things that we don't need as a... If this line is full, then provide to this type scenario, which we can do with the splitters. Where we prioritize, kind of the same thing we did over the proliferation, where we put if this line is full, then kick the rest out to the wider system type deal that we did. That's something that we'll do. But for the time being, Need this. So let's iron, gears, and magnetic coils. And this uses iron, gears, and magnetic coils. So that's probably going to be our centerpieces. So we've got our iron, gears, magnetic coils, and more iron. This doesn't need anything more. This does, however, so this is going to have the extra in the stone brick. Is it stone brick? Yeah, it's stone brick. Going out there. Whereas this won't use this line. So it can be gotten rid of and placed elsewhere. So now we have, this is providing iron. We want it to grab. This is going to be producing the gears. It's going to be grabbing as well. This one will be producing more iron. Grabbing. This will be the magnetic coils, which we'll want it to grab. And then this one will, of course, be the stone brick that we'll want it to grab. And we'll want to adjust or address the power issue here sooner rather than later. How many? We can't make any because we don't have iron, so we're going to just come grab a bunch of iron. We'll make a lot of it ourselves. I put that down. What was the difference again? I don't remember. Because I looked. This is producing at 389 kilowatts. This produces at 165. Yeah, so most definitely wind turbines are the way to go on this planet, which is unfortunate because they don't require a whole lot. So let's, or don't produce a whole lot. So let's go to the other pole here. We'll get an iron line of those going.